What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? This your boy Ed Honcho, aka at the real Ed Honcho on Instagram and Twitter, or you can catch me if you want those saucy, just flavorful, just delicious HTOWN sports takes. You can catch me at Sauce Sports HTX on Twitter. This is a Sauce Sports special. If you don't know what Sauce Sports is a Houston homer channel, so that means we're only talking about the Texans, Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, Dash. We're talking collegiate, professional, we're talking amateur, high school, semi-pro, whatever it may be. If it has something to do with Houston Texans and we're talking about it, we're going to splash some flavor on it. If you are not a fan of a Houston team, and I'm telling you, I'm a fair guy, you know, I have my biases, but I'm giving you fair warning, man. You better get the fuck up out of NRG. As you see, that's where we're at, because we about to talk some Texas today. If you're not a Texas fan, we're going to splash flavor all over the place. We're going to get it on the field. We're going to get it in the stands. If the roof ain't open, then we're going to get it on the roof, everything. Man, we just going to talk a little Texas today. And if you don't like Texas, you better get out of it, because you might not like the flavor. So, fair warning, get the fuck up on out of here. Anyway, today, man, I just want to take some time, as things are slowing up a little bit, I want to take some time to highlight a couple of players that I think that have been slept on. Well, today there's actually one guy I really want to talk about today. And it's actually one of my favorite Texans, but I think that we've been forgetting about this dude. We haven't been talking about him very much because of the departure of some other guys, and we kind of forgot about him last year. But that dude is Kareem Jackson. I'm gonna put this out here right now. Like when we drafted Kevin, I was like, wow, what? This is a bad pick. That dude is too light. He gonna be too light to fight. He gonna get out there and get handled. I didn't think he was gonna be good. I thought he was quick. His sister was a cheerleader for Baltimore, so I had some issues with that. But I can't blame her. You know, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. But what I want to say about Kareem Jackson, man, is after seeing that dude play, the dude has heart, the dude has tenacity. I think maybe not this year, but within the next year or so, Kareem Jackson's going to be a lockdown, shut down. It's going to be KJ's Island. Fuck a Revis out. It's going to be, I'm telling you, I see potential from that dude for just greatness. And, you know, he got to work on a couple little things, and I'm talking about small things. If he can work on those small things, one, is going to improve his game, and two, it'll minimize some of those penalties. He's got to get his head turned around. But the dude can play ball. That dude is step for step with damn near anybody. He's a damn good corner. And so, you know, with all that talk about Kareem moving to safety, and I don't really think that's going to happen. We're going to see what's going to happen with some of these other guys, you know, the Calics. I don't know how to say his name. I'll learn it before the season properly. People talking about he may be a go-between guy. He may be your Richard Sherman type guy. If that is the case, if he does develop, and with some of the guys we got out there, there's a lot of talent there. But I think you keep Kareem. You know, J. Joe's getting old. I don't know what you do with him after this year. So I think it's a contract year. I'm not sure. I have to double check. But you got some younger guys, some young talent that you've been developing. I think Kareem Jackson, like I say, he's gonna slide right in. He's not gonna miss a beat. And like I say, he got to learn under a great guy like J. Joe. Now here's my thing. I don't want to just kind of speak on this for a little bit, because I don't think I'm gonna do a whole video talking about Kareem Jackson. But maybe we talk about a few cornerback issues. I guess this could be a video talking about some cornerback issues. Kind of turn about a couple of other things. Like I say, with J. Joe getting older, you know, like I say, Kareem is a solid player. You know, not a shutdown guy, but he's a solid player. Came from where he came from. And this is what a lot of you fans got to realize, too, because sometimes I got to get on the Texans fans because, and I'm not saying Sauce Nation, y'all already know. Y'all are knowledgeable. But this is for those who have not quite been acclimated to the sauce, who don't have the flavor yet. And so they need to learn a few things. And with that being said, it's like we had a lot of people that used to just hate on Kareem Jackson. But what you got to realize is that, one, that staff that brought him in was ill prepared, kind of threw him into the fire. Dude was not ready. There was no veteran leadership. There was nobody to teach him how to become a pro. And so there were several years where, yeah, Kareem Jackson used to look like he was getting done pretty bad. And everybody was calling him toast, and they were calling him all these other things. But once you had a veteran come over, was able to school him on some things, and just all those other pieces start coming to play, that you saw how much Kareem Jackson improved. That's why I say people just look at stuff and they say crazy shit about throwing people in, doing this. Man, there's a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to building a team, when it comes to having a successful team. And so these rookies who get thrown in the fire and they're expected to be leaders and expected to be veterans, it may be a big task because you got to deal with egos, personality, all these different type of things. But like I say, you know, Kareem Jackson came into this league. Now he's developed himself into a solid player, a guy that we all like now, and known for he's definitely not more than willing to take your head off. But, you know, it was a lot of us. And I'll be honest, me included, until I actually took a step back and actually kind of looked at his whole situation and kind of had to kind of lighten up on him, that he was thrown into the fire. The dude was put in a bad situation with a staff who wasn't adequate enough to prepare him to be a starter, with no veteran, you know, leadership on that team to follow behind. He's coming in expected to be the man. And so there were some years that he had some difficulty. Nobody was there to teach him how to, you know, improve on this, to fix that, and to do this. But like I say, once he got together with that, he did. So, but now you see Kevin Johnson doesn't have that same issue, doesn't have that learning curve, because you had two talented veteran guys in there. You see a lot of this youth, a lot of these young corners that they're bringing in. You see that they're developing quickly because you have talented veterans in place to teach them. That was something that wasn't always there before. And so that's why you lacked the ability to see a lot of progress in that position. So, like I say, really talking about, like I say, this is really just about Kevin Johnson, how much, like I say, I expect to see him make leaps and strides this year, because, like I say, I think that he's a special talent, and I think that he's going to do some things. I think he's going to be one of those guys. You know, we're starting to get guys in each position that, you know, that stand out. I think he'll be a Pro Bowler, multiple-time Pro Bowler. I think he's going to be our guy eventually at corner, be that piece. You know how we have our Watt and our Clowney at you know, on the line. You know, we had our Cushion, we had our McKinney, we've had those guys that are standouts, you know. And I think that eventually KJ he'll be a defensive standout. He's going to be a name that you're going to hear a lot of. You're going to hear about him shutting down some guys. So, you know, I know a lot of people are talking about, you know, Tennessee and some of the guys they picked up, and fuck Eric Decker. You know, we didn't need him. We don't have no space for him. So my thing is that Tennessee and all those guys, like I said, you're gonna hear Kevin Johnson name a lot, shutting down a lot of those names out of Tennessee and some of those guys coming out of Indy in the future. I'm telling you, I'm just really excited about him returning, and hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he's fully recovered from all reports that are hearing that he is, and I just like what he brings to the table. Like I say, I think he's ferocious. He doesn't back down, and then getting a chance to go against, like I say, when you get to go against guys like Hopkins every day in practice, and these guys, you're talking about the best of the best. You can only get better. You're prepared for when you go against these other guys, these less talented guys. They may be good receivers, but shit, when you done been put through the blender, and when you didn't, you know, that had your ankles removed and reattached multiple times from dealing with a guy like Hopkins, you know, you learn these things. You learn how not to let someone else do that to you. So, like I say, I got big hopes for Kevin Johnson. Like I say, J. Joe after this year, or, you know, I don't know what you do to him too much, because like I say, last year we saw him, it was almost every game he was getting hurt a lot. It was a lot of injuries. And like I say, with Kareem Jackson, he's solid. I don't think he's going to move to safety. I think you keep that talent at corner where he's a known commodity, and you kind of figure out your safety situation. Like I mentioned in the video before, I think that those guys that we have the talent on the roster, again, injury situations, and then once I think all that works out, that we're going to be just fine. So I have no worries about that. But like I say, mainly this video is about Kevin Johnson and how excited I am to see him come back and actually see him on the field. He's one of my favorite players. I mean, instantly when I started to see him play, and like I said, I'm not saying that he's the guy that's shut down and changed the game or anything yet, but I see it in him that he has the potential to be that guy. So with that being said, man, like I said, we're going to shorten the sauce, keep it saucy, nice and sweet. And, you know what I'm saying? You know how it is. Subscribe if you like what I'm talking about, man. So I forget to say that in the beginning. Check out the Facebook page. I always say search and like for Sauce Sports, because I don't have like the little official name. You got to get so many likes before they let you put the name on. I think I need like 25. I think I got 19 or 20. So if y'all would help me out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Man, last time I checked, we were 9 away from the 1K, making a play for 1K. Let's hit that 1K, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, I got a little something special for y'all that I think y'all might like when we do that. Outside of that, man, like I said, it's your boy Ed Honcho. You can catch me at the Real Ed Honcho on Instagram and Twitter. And if you only want those H-Town saucy, nice flavored Houston sports takes, you can catch me on Sauce Sports HTX on Instagram. I'm sorry, on Twitter. So with that being said, man, I'm your boy Ed Honcho. SauceNation, as always, I love, appreciate, keep commenting. Let me know what y'all think. As a matter of fact, let me know. I want to know how y'all feel about Kevin Johnson. Because like I said, it hasn't been a lot of talk about Kevin Johnson. I want to know how y'all feel. Let me know your opinions. How do you guys think that he has that potential? Am I overrating him? Do you think I'm overexcited about him? Do y'all think that he really has the ability and the capacity to be a top-notch corner in this league? So with that being said, like I said, I'm your boy Ed Honcho. Do sub Sauce Nation. Y'all be cool. I am out.